I tell you, man, when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is I cut on all my electronics and go through all my top news stories around the United States, no matter what it is. I'm talking about I cut them on. I got earbuds in one ear, one tablet blaring loud, or another tablet going loud, a laptop going loud because I want to catch all the news and crime and things that's going on in the world, man. And the biggest focus on the things that's going on in the world is when you look at the people in the world, man. I'm watching the top stories, and the top story today is P. Diddy and his trial because it don't came to a conclusion, man. It's at that point where you got 12 people sitting in a room right now, and they know what they're going to do, man. They either going to find him not guilty of all charges, or might find him guilty of some of the charges in his case, man. But in my prediction of the whole case, of everything that I've read with the documentation, the court filings, the back and forth with the prosecutor and defense team, the evidence that's been presented in the trial, I don't think them folks presented a case of a trafficking case and a RICO case, man. Because a lot of people don't understand when you have a RICO, they trying to prove that you're running an enterprise where you are doing something that takes multiple people to do. And the thing about these folks, they didn't bring multiple defendants in there as co-conspirators. They didn't have no co-conspirators in P. Diddy trial. And for you to say that he was the king and he had other people up under him as workers, they didn't present not one worker that got on their stand and said, he told me to do this, and we done this, and we done that. And a lot of people that don't know the laws and don't know that we are dealing with 12 people that aren't lawyers. We dealing with 12 individual human beings, male and female, black and white, and all other nationalities, that's sitting there with the evidence that was presented to them, that's in front of them, and them folks told them, well, don't worry about this charge no more. Don't worry about that charge no more. Not because we saying that he didn't do it, but we telling the jury that we didn't have enough evidence to present that to y'all. And the judge actually stepped in, and this is what a lot of people don't understand. The DA can charge anybody with a whole bunch of charges, but it's statute of limitations on certain things. And even though you be indicted on it, by the time you go to trial, the statute of limitation might have been ran out on it. And before the judge even lets it go to a jury, the judge would dismiss them charges, man. They did it in the YSL RICO case. They did it in multiple RICO cases. In every RICO case that I ever seen, when them folks drop the main charges or lose their credibility in what their case was by dropping charges that was mainly focused, because them folks was focused on the Kid Cudi incident that showed that Sean Diddy Combs was the type of person that will pay people to go out there and intimidate people, but they dropped that charge because they couldn't prove that Sean P. Diddy Combs had anything to do with that. They didn't have nobody that came forward and said, oh, he paid me to go do that. They didn't have no surveillance of P. Diddy walking up, getting out no Bentley, shuffling and talking and throwing no cartel in that car. Them folk didn't have nothing but one video that they banked their whole case on because they wanted the women that was in his jury to feel sorry for Cassidy. And that was the one where he was putting his hands and feet on in that hotel room. But what the defense team did was they said, yeah, P. Diddy, Sean Combs may be an aggressive person, but they got Cassidy on the stand and they made her admit that she only attacked that man multiple times and it just wasn't caught on camera like that. They also put their case up and said that Cassidy was being trafficked around the United States and other countries and being forced against her will to have intercourse with other people like male escorts and, people off the street and anything that Diddy wanted. But what the prosecution was trying to say is that she was forced. But what the defense team showed, that in 20 years of a relationship with P. Diddy, this woman left multiple times and had the opportunity to stay gone. But she was the one that came back and was like, hey, texting that man talking about, I know you in Europe and I know you overseas. Can you fly me out? I miss you, Diddy. I miss you. And a lot of people want to holler out, well, that's battered syndrome. No, that's not no battered woman syndrome, man. That shit called greed and knowing that if you don't get what somebody else can give you, then you try to bring that person down, man. A lot of women in this world and men wait for their opportunity to try to extort people out of money that don't made it, man. That's why I tell people, man, ain't nothing wrong with having a sex contract. If you're an adult and you have a sex contract, so you say, I can do this and you can do that and you can do this and we gonna do this. So when one day when a motherfucker come up out of the blue and try to charge you with stuff like this, I say that you was doing this and you were doing that, and show you a videotape of you doing some shit in the bedroom where it may look to the public as you being violent, but to the person that was actually there, you know it wasn't violent. That was the kink that you and that person actually agreed to do. A lot of motherfuckers get caught up in a situation like that, and it's a horrible thing when it's the woman, a horrible thing when it's the man, but a lot of people got to realize that sometimes victims ain't victims, sometimes victims are opportunists, man.